famous open shortest path algorithm, for example. Okay. Kruskal's algorithm, Prim's algorithm. Okay. So there are some famous algorithms to solve some well-known problems in computer science. Most of the problems are like the sorting, searching, right? As some computer scientists say, everything can be boiled down to either sorting or searching. Okay. So we look at some of those important algorithms. Okay. And then same thing with data structures, right? So you as students of the class in some beginning computer science classes, you would have seen some data structures such as arrays, right? The most primitive data structure is the primitive data types, right? Integer, char, they are a data structure too. Okay. But you also learned in the very first course in C that you took, you learned about C programming, right? So you learned how to write a data structure called array. So we'll get into from arrays to linked lists, single linked list, double linked list. Then we get into other data structures like trees and so on. Okay. And then last but not least, ultimately it's about solving problems. That's what we do as computer scientists. So how do you synthesize different data points, data sets to come up with a total solution to solve a particular problem in a particular domain is what we will learn. Okay. Andy, can you go down the screen, Andy? You are controlling the. Thank you. So if you go to the syllabus, right, bring up to Unit 1, bring all the way Unit 1 to the top, please. Yeah, you can stop there, Unit 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So the course is pretty much split. If you take the midterm and then the final exam approach, before midterm, we'll finish the first 3 units. Okay? I'll start off with some introduction to algorithms. I'll tell you how to write pseudocode. We'll do space-time complexity. And then I'm going to introduce you to this notation called big O, theta, omega. Okay. So we'll look at these notations. Okay. Then we get into Unit 2 where we get into divide and conquer methods. Okay. So I'll define what a divide and conquer method is, and one of the quick things that we learn there is binary search. Imagine there are a group of 60 students sorted in some alphabetical order. I'm looking for one particular name. Binary search allows me to cut down my search time by half every single time. Okay, that is the divide and conquer method. So we look at divide and conquer. Then the next step after that would be we look at what is greedy method. Very useful method. This is where I would introduce you to like Dijkstra's shortest path problem. Okay, and then we look at other problems like the knapsack problem. Okay, very interesting problems. Okay. So the first 3 units will be part of the preparation for you to take the midterm exam. Go to 4, 5, 6, 7. Where we get into Unit 4, 5, and 6. Okay. As we are doing that, we get more and more into the data structures called trees. Okay. Unit 1, 2, and 3, we are starting off with arrays and linked lists and stacks and queues and things like that. By the time you come to Unit 4, now we're talking about trees and different types of trees. You have binary search trees, you have AVL trees, you have balanced trees, all kinds. Okay. Now once you come to Unit 5, you will figure out how to do what is known as backtracking. A very famous backtracking approach is solving chess problems. Right now World Chess Championship is going on, right? So chess is the in thing. So I'll give you examples such as, hey, how do you place 8 queens on a chessboard? What is the algorithm to place 8 queens on a chessboard? Right? So you should be, the algorithm that is typically used to solve such a problem is the backtracking. Okay? So I'll introduce you to backtracking. And then we get into a couple of nice interesting examples called like graph coloring, Hamiltonian cycles, Very interesting subjects. Very tough also, by the way. They're not easy to understand, they're not easy to implement. But by the time we come to Unit 5, hopefully, collectively, we would have all gained enough wisdom to be able to understand these additional complex problems. Okay? Then we take same problems again, and then we go deep in Unit 6, where we start specializing the algorithms where we call branch and bound. So if you look at the Unit 5, most of those things, the bound is not there. Here we are saying we are going to limit our search space. Search space is based on trees, so you're branching out, so you're going to put some bound to it. So we'll see what those bound problems are. But whatever problems we considered earlier, we'll take the same problems and see how we'll solve them using branch and bound. Okay? So it's a very well-structured class actually. Whoever wrote the algorithm or the structure or the course outline, they did a pretty good job of that. What else I was going to say? What about the textbooks and course material, right? I don't necessarily follow any particular textbook. I copy from all sources. I say, oh my God, he's copying, don't worry about it. As an educator, I have access to unlimited resources. I do a lot of Google searches to Google Scholar searches and things like that. I freely borrow material from different sources, copy paste them into slides, and then I'm going to put them in our community. Okay? Can you go to lensu.com on the browser? You control the thing. Go to lensu.com, lensoo.com. lensoo.com.
Sir, Lensu predictions
Click on Lensu. Circle.
Lensu.
Next.
Lensu.
Yeah, next. Yeah. Okay, pine login untindi. Login nokkandi. Type you can log in based on my name. I don't know if you have a login. Pratap@lensu.com. Small letters. Password Lensu123.
Password Lensu123.
See, instead of me trying to come out of WebEx and log back in, I'm taking his help to show you what I would typically do. So this is my account. By the way, that is not my password for email or anything like that. For demo, I use that. Okay, students, if you're getting any smart ideas, don't even think about it. Remember, I'm a PhD in computer science and my PhD is in information security. I'm not as dumb, right? Okay. Great. So now if you see, right, this is my dashboard. We'll be using this Lensu system. At the end of this class, actually even during this class, very likely I'll make you go to lensu.com and create your own accounts. Okay. So here, click on My Groups on the left. Yeah. Okay. Click on that analysis. Before you click. See, these are all for every course that I teach. I create my own community group there. You can see my Berkeley groups there, right? Whenever I teach to the students, I create my own group. You can see, like, I taught some different courses for JNTU. You see a bunch of things there. We just finished the Jntuk Moocs data structures in June 2016, right? So, or you can click on the top one and the analysis and design of algorithms. Yeah. So that is the thing that we taught whenever we taught it. That is this class, DAA class. Okay. You can see here students from SV, CW and other places, they have actively participated. Okay. Now what I do is I upload all the class files here. Click on discussion. Yeah. You can see here I uploaded all the PowerPoints, and you will see a whole bunch of things there where I place a lot of emphasis on review of the material. So it's pretty much everything is there, but I will create a group just for this semester also. I will basically copy these things from here and post them there as we go along. For people who want to read ahead, look at what are all slides are, you can always access this one. Okay, it's an open thing. Click on members, Sandy. You can see here there are a whole bunch of students who went and registered. Unless they registered, they can't have access to the files, right? So what you would be doing is you would all be going to lensu.com and registering yourself first. Now after you register, once I create a group, you can subscribe to that group. I'll send you the group, which group it is. And the way you subscribe to that group is you will find the group in community and then you subscribe to it. Now I do communicate with you whenever I post material in this community. I click on email members. You can click on email members. You can see there are 0 recipients. If you click on choose, you can see I can select all. There are 292 students who say done at the bottom, right? So then I say, hey guys, I have uploaded it, and things like that. You can cancel and you can go back to discussions. Click on discussions. Okay. So you can see why MOOCs is gaining prominence, right? It is not what I teach you in the classroom. It is what I do outside of the classroom is equally important. Okay. So we give assignments. Funny thing about this class is, it's a core class for you. What it means is, my hands are tied. I don't give you the exams. You don't have to do any of these things if you don't want to, right? However, this should tell you how interested the students were, right? They were very enthusiastic to show off their programming skills, right? Now, once a student submits something, others have an opportunity to comment on the matter, right? Hey, you could have used this data structure. You could improve your programming performance by doing the algorithm slightly differently, right? Basically, it engages the learner and it engages the teacher too. Okay, so this is the platform that we would extensively use. Let me pause here for a minute. If you have any questions, put it in the chat window. Our coordinator will tell me what the questions are.
క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమైనా ఉంటే చాట్లో పెట్టమన్నా వాళ్ళని అది చూసి చెప్పమన్నా సార్.
కాపీ చేసి పెడతాను.
ఓకే సార్.
See the chat? Let me see. If I can see the chat, then that's perfect. Okay, no one has typed any questions yet. Karthik, any questions from anyone, Andy? I can't see it in my chat here. Okay, looks like there are no questions. Some days we are going to try some things different here. So what time the class is supposed to end today, Andy? Chakravarti garu? 12 o'clock kada?
12:30, sir.
12:50, yeah.
12:30. 12:30.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me, Andy?
మ్యూట్లో ఉన్నాం సార్, రావట్లేదు మీ వాయిస్ రావట్లేదు సార్.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
లేదు సార్, రావట్లేదు సార్. పైన అక్కడ క్లిక్ చేయండి సార్, వ్యూ ఉంది కదా సార్.
We can hear you.
Chakravarti garu, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Excellent. The class is supposed to end at what time, Andy, today?
12:30, sir.
12:30 కదా? Okay. So మనకి ఇంకా టైం ఉంది, ఇంకా 30 minutes ఉంది కదా? Okay, good. So this is what I want the class faculty members to do today. In the remaining time, I see a bunch of students. Please give them a sheet of paper and a pencil, please, to all of them. If you have some notepads or something, ask them to open up their notebooks, about a paper. This is what I want the students to do. In groups of 2 or 3, depending on how many students are there. Faculty members, I am assuming you are hearing me well and you will follow this, right? I want students to write the following program. First one. Okay? I want to write I don't know whether I should call that a program or an algorithm. Somewhere pseudo program, okay? Pseudo algorithm, okay? I want them to write how to sum the elements of an array, okay? Array size could be anything. They can declare it as anything. I want them to write an algorithm where I want them to be able to add, let's say, 10 numbers. How would they do that? Okay, that's number one. Shouldn't take much time because they all did programming, remember? I think they took a C programming class, kadandi? C or C++. Okay, 10 minutes exercise, groups of 2 or 3, write a program or algorithm to sum the 10 elements of an array. They should think about how to save them, how to store them, how to sum all the elements, how to display. Okay, that is one problem that they need to solve today in the class. Groups of 2 or 3. All assignments in the class should be done in groups of 2 or 3. So they better form the right teams right now. Somebody who can tolerate for the rest of the term, right? Second programming assignment in the remaining time. Okay? Let them give an array of numbers. Okay? And then I would say a list of numbers, not an array, list of numbers. Okay? I want them to figure out if they have to search for an element of an array, how would they write an algorithm to search for an element? When I say array, I'm using the term array loosely. List. A list of numbers. For simplicity, you can, yeah, that's fine. List of numbers and I'm searching for a particular element. How would they write an algorithm to search for a given number? These are the 2 assignments. Thanks, Andy, for putting it on the whiteboard. Yeah, second one, yeah. By the way, sum of 10 elements. I don't know whether it's array or not. Sum of 10 elements. Remove the thing off an array. Sum 10 elements. I want them to do it in groups of 2 or 3, please. And turn on your video so that way Chakravarti Garu can see how wonderful the interaction is in the classroom. Spell check చేసుకోండి elements. Otherwise faculty members would complain about us. Oh, surprisingly, నేను error message వస్తే ఏమీ చేయకపోతే after 5-10 minutes the error message is going away and I am able to see all the participants now. I'll just not take the host privileges. Chakravarti, let it be with you only. I mean the presenter privileges. I don't want to screw that up now. So, seems to me my chat, everything is working. If the faculty members can put their names and their college in the chat, that will be great. This is the first test as to your interaction, right? I see Pragati. Pragati, please put your name, please, the faculty member's name there in the chat. And video, you can turn on the classroom as opposed to the head, faculty member's head. By the way, while you are doing that, based on the experience of having taught one version of this earlier and the smaller version of this a second time, I can tell you this class is going to move at a fairly fast pace. Last year when I taught this, I started off slowly because my assessment of students at that point of time was they had to learn some basic programming skills also before I get too deep. But starting off slowly means later on suddenly some faculty member told me, hey, we have to cover this material before the midterm begins. I said, oops, right? See, these are the assumptions that I make, right? Because everything is under my control here when I teach, when I give the exam, when I don't, what I gave in terms of exam person, everything is under my control. But when I was teaching it for JNT, they said, no, nothing is under my control. Everything is done centrally from somewhere. So I have to stick to the timelines to ensure that our students are prepared. So I had to. It's not like I didn't cover the material, I still covered it. But I think I felt like I got rushed all of a sudden in the middle of it. So this time we'll not make that mistake. So we'll maintain a pretty solid pace. And if students have some catching up to do, then we have to work harder to catch up. We'll not have time, the luxury of time to go slow. Chakravarti garu correct gaane cheppara?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Or I should tell them there.
Sir, I'm enjoying Vivek's privileges. Admin privileges.
Excellent. Yeah, I know. Actually, I'll make you, when I resend the invite, I'll make you an alternate host by default. I can assign host privileges to whoever I want on Matantlo, so I will make you an alternate host too. Students, just now, you are able to see the videos. So we have Uma Devi. Uma Devi is from where, India? We have Uma Devi, we have Prakash. No longer connected.
ఉమాదేవి గారు మాట్లాడండి.
And then we have Sri Prakash. Then we have Lakshmi Ramanigar, of course, already she spoke, she said hi and all that. One, two, three, four, five. Already 7-8 colleges joined today, Andy.
ఉమాదేవి గారు, you are from which college? You are from which college?
I am from Jntuk College, sir. Universal College of Engineering and Technology.
Okay. Next time onwards you enter your college name, not your. Okay. So in order to identify.
Okay, sir.
This is excellent. Good. Faculty members, do you have any suggestions as to Meerandaru, you all, I believe, you taught this course also. You're qualified to teach, and I assume you also taught this course. If you have any great suggestions, great examples that you have used, please feel free to share them with me. And then email to me. I will get your email IDs and email my email ID. And can you put my email ID in the whiteboard? Just put it at pratap@lensu.com. Chakravarti garu. You can send it to me. Students, the same thing. That's my email address. I'm usually prompt in responding to emails. That is the best way to reach out to me. I can solve any problem other than boyfriend-girlfriend problems. I think there's one more exception. That is, I cannot solve any problem that my wife poses. That's why even my kids make fun of me, saying, Papa, how come everyone likes you a lot and you seem to solve everybody's problem, but how come you can't seem to solve the problem of mother? The fact that I'm already married 30 plus years, that should tell you that I have figured out how to solve it by keeping quiet, right? నా ఇమెయిల్ పెట్టారండి మీరు వైట్ బోర్డ్లో. ఐ కుడెంట్ సీ ఇట్. ఐ లాగ్ బ్యాక్ ఇన్ అండ్ చెక్ అగైన్. My internet gateway actually crashed. There have been heavy rains in the last few days here. Just now, and now it is trying to reconnect again.
Sir, we can hear your voice.
I know, because I made the system already dial my audio separately, right?
Okay.
So I'm on the audio, but the video part is audio is not going through the internet.
But this is good, sir. Whenever your system is down or net is down, so you can share your audio. The video part I can share from this side.
Absolutely, because I'll always upload my PowerPoints, Kabati, you always have it. So that way we'll never miss a beat. So మనము చక్రవర్తి గారు ఒక్కసారి మనం ఏం చేయొచ్చంటే ఈసారి just as an experiment, how about we pre-assign one faculty member to co-teach with me as we go along? What do you think of that idea?
Yes, sir.
Not every session, but we can say like every Monday or every Friday.
See, what we can do is, anyhow we are uploading the the class. So the same thing can be downloaded by the internal mentors. They can come prepare. Okay. In that particular chapter, any topic they can choose. They can give any example. They can solve any algorithm. So like that, we can assign the task one by one to all the colleagues.
Perfect. Because we want active participation of everyone, kada?
Yes.
The only thing is you have to make sure that their audio is good when they speak.
Yes, sir. If you see the kids college, that is in Markapuram, so they are not participating. Somebody is talking to the cell phone. So all the things I'll take care.
Okay.
And I'll send them separate links.
Perfect. So that way what happens is students get to hear from different types of faculties and their own styles of teaching, right?
Yes.
Otherwise they'll get totally bored listening to me most of the time.
So I wish we'll get good faculty from Pragati, PVP, Aditya, Vishnu College, even from Lingaya.
Perfect. Then the students will have fun too, right?
Yes, sir.
By the way, నేను లాగ్ ఆన్ అవటానికి కొంచెం డిలే అవటానికి కారణము తిరుమల రావు గారు he called me up.
Okay.
I had to be on the phone with them because they wanted me to evaluate one PhD thesis anamata from IIT Kharagpur there. So I did not respond to them. So he was inquiring about that. That was one slight delay besides the WebEx issues. Great. How are students doing, Andy? Can you ask faculty members to put it in the chat? Did anyone solve the problem, sum of 10 elements?
Kai, Pragati, PVP, Siddhartha, Aditya, Kids, Markapuram.
They all did it?
Kai to BVS, I'm asking them to respond. Just
Okay.
Lingaya, Prakash, can you respond?
Okay, email ID is good. How many students have solved the problems that we have given them as assignment? Sum of 10 elements. Put the algorithm in the chat. Should be like a 2 or 3 line code, right? Sum of 10 elements. What did they do? Ask them. నా వీడియో నేను షేర్ చేసుకున్నాను, కనిపిస్తుందా మీకు?
Yes.
For those of you who are seeing my video, I'm actually today sitting in my garage. I have my chair and I have a nice space here. In the back if you see my exercise, what is this called? Hanging bar of V plus. When I call the gift trap dying. So you have to learn to live with all of those things when I turn on my video.
Somebody want to talk. Who is that?
Go ahead.
Hello. Anybody want to interact? Reflectors, they are putting in sum equal to 0. They are writing the algorithm in the chart.
Okay.
They started with in sum equal to 0.
Yeah, I think I can see it. Yep. Sri Prakash is from which college?
Sri Prakash, it is a college name, Sri Prakash Engineering College. Pune.
Okay, got it. Okay, got it. Excellent. Integer sum equal to 0, it was first step. Okay, for I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 9, I plus plus, that's another great step. So you all know that. Okay, sum plus equal to AI. Okay. That sounds good, right? Need to deck our A10. Need to deck content to some money.
Declare.
Is, yeah, declare. Got it. Okay. That's good. You got the essence, right? So what are the two things that you did here? One is you chose a data structure, right? I mean the intent was why and the data structure that you chose is an array. Okay? Correct? And then the second one is the actual algorithm itself, how to sum it up. So whenever you're trying to solve a problem, you need the data structure, you need the thing. Now what if you declare an array 10? Now if I ask you to say, hey, what you have written is great, but now if I want to sum 100 elements, would your program work? It won't work, right? The reason it won't work is you declared an element, a data structure with only 10 elements. But what if I want to save more? Then you have to go and then increase the array size. Right? Now you have to make it 100. Now, what could be an alternative where you do not know beforehand how many elements to sum? You are going to get the elements to sum, let's say through an interactive session at the terminal. That means you are reading a line of input from the terminal. Okay? And somehow you have to figure out when they end saying, okay, I'm done, then you have to add all those elements. How would your program change? You don't have to write completely. This program would not work. This program would only work up to 10 elements. Do you know how to do that? This question is to Sri Prakash Institute only. What type of a data structure you would declare in such an instance? Oh, Pragati వాళ్ళు అప్పుడే లేచి వెళ్ళిపోతున్నా టైం అయిపోయిందా?
స్పీకర్ పవర్ కేబుల్ కట్టకుండా
రాలేదు ఇంకా సార్. ఇది పెట్టలేదా? అది పెట్టలేదు.
Okay, so I think we are about to wrap up the class. So, but you can see, I can see they are typing some solution, but you can see obviously, depending on what the problem scope is, a static array may or may not work, right? That is what I'm trying to convey here. So then you have to come up with some other data structure, some other algorithm to solve the problem, right? So when you have two different algorithms to solve a similar problem, which algorithm is the right thing to choose? We should have some criteria to choose, right? These are the type of things that you would learn in this class. So that is what I wanted to illustrate in that. So since we are running out of time, some students should come up with the search thing that we asked for the next class. Next class, be prepared to show you a solution for the search thing that we talked about. And then we'll formally get into Unit 1. So that's it. That's all I have to say for today. Usually we start our class with a quote. We did not give any quote. Can you put in the whiteboard and work hard, Ani? That is the quote for the day today. There is no substitute for hard work. That is the quote for today. That's our quote. Okay? We'll come with more quotes as we keep going along. Okay? That's it. Enjoy rest of your day. We'll talk to you Thursday night. That will be Friday morning your time. Okay. Bye everyone. Bye Andy. Check out. I'll send you an email.